We have to do something.
Like what?
To protect this city, we have to clean up these streets ourselves. One of these hoodlums killed my son.
As the episode begins, we step right into the chaos left behind from the previous disaster. And trust me, the consequences are burning hotter than ever. Alicia is spiraling after the shooting. Her rage is sharp, and her fear is sharper. She knows someone betrayed her. And while she's out for blood, Bari is walking around like a man carrying a secret so heavy it's dragging his soul down. That's because he was the one who told her about Reggie. But what she doesn't know is that he was also part of moving Rob's body. Now that's a dangerous double life. And Alicia? She's no fool. She can feel the lies, even if she doesn't have the proof yet. She's starting to ask the right questions, and Bari, instead of fixing things, is digging his own grave. His guilt is eating him alive, but he keeps playing it cool, lying to Alicia's face while knowing that if she finds out what he did, he's not walking away from it. Meanwhile, Jamal is recovering after catching a bullet that wasn't meant for him. The doctors say he's lucky, but luck doesn't erase betrayal. Jamal's waking up angry, not just at Alicia for shooting him, but at Bari for dragging him into this storm in the first place. This man risked everything, bound for loyalty, and now he's lying in a hospital bed with nothing but regret and pain. While this drama unfolds, we cut to Emmett, who's still cleaning up his own mess. Darnell tried to warn him, and we all know he didn't listen. Emmett gave Damien $3,000 after learning he had a gambling addiction. Now the money's gone, lost to a rigged game, and Emmett's standing there looking like the biggest fool in Chicago. But what's worse than losing money? Losing trust. Because now Darnell sees his son as careless, and Damien, he's spiraling fast. He needed that money to settle a dangerous debt, and now, with nothing to offer, he's playing with fire. Emmett wanted to help, but he may have just pushed Damien closer to the edge. And in the middle of all this, Tiffany is trying to stay cool, literally. Thanks to Alicia's generator, she's got AC while the rest of the city melts. But peace doesn't last long. Alicia questions her about Nuck, and the tension between them explodes. Alicia's warning is clear. Stay away from that man. She believes Nuck may be involved in Rob's death, and that means Tiffany, who's pregnant with Alicia's grandchild, could be in serious danger. Tiffany doesn't like being told what to do, but something about Alicia's voice, the fear mixed with power, makes her pause. She starts to look at Nuck differently, more cautiously. Maybe he's not the man she thought. Maybe he's hiding something. And when Victor enters the picture, offering a little peace and junk food in the heat, Tiffany makes a small but powerful choice. She chooses to spend the evening with him instead. A quiet move, but one that says a lot. Elsewhere, Pastor Zeke is reaching his breaking point. Too many bodies, too many prayers with no answers. He confronts Nuck at the funeral of Khalil, a funeral paid for by Nuck himself, which makes it feel like guilt money. Zeke isn't buying the act. He tells Nuck straight, God's watching, and he's judging. Zeke doesn't want to be part of this street war, but he knows staying silent is no longer an option. He might not have a gun in his hand, but he's about to join this fight in a whole different way, especially now that he's aligning himself with Alicia. Meanwhile, Jake is drowning in chaos of his own. He's hanging with Reggie, trying to connect with his older brother. But Reggie is toxic, manipulative, and when he slides in on Jake's girl Teresa right in front of his face, it's not just betrayal, it's a declaration of war. Reggie has always been about power, and now he's showing Jake who's boss. The worst part? Jake can hear them in the next room, and all he can do is put on headphones like a little kid trying to block out the nightmare. But Jake's done being silent. They fight. Fists fly. Words sharper than knives are thrown. "I wish you were dead," Jake says. Reggie pins him against the wall, boiling with rage, until Victor walks in and breaks it up. He warns Reggie that the cops are asking questions and that he's bringing too much heat around. Jake makes a choice then and there. He's leaving, moving in with Victor, cutting ties. Family's supposed to stick together, but this family, it's falling apart fast. And just when things start to simmer, the streets rumble again. Detective Toussaint is on the hunt. She approaches Barry with evidence, DNA. She doesn't believe he killed Rob, but she knows he knows who did. Barry plays dumb. But when she threatens to bring Len into it, the only real friend Barry has left, you can see the panic rising behind his eyes. He's cornered. He's cracking, and sooner or later, his lies are going to spill. In this episode, the city is under a heat wave. But let's be real, it's the tension that's boiling. Everyone is sweating not just from the sun, but from secrets chasing them like shadows they can't outrun. And while some are trying to cool things down, others are pouring gasoline on the fire. Let's start with Pastor Zeke. He's been trying to walk the righteous path, but now even he is starting to bend. The funeral of Khalil shook him. Another young life gone. Another senseless killing. He sees it in Alicia's eyes, the pain, the rage, the war growing louder. And Zeke? He's tired of watching from the sidelines. When he pulls Alicia aside, it's more than just a chat. It's a warning. He tells her this cycle of violence will consume everyone, including her. But Alicia, standing tall with a storm in her chest, tells him she's not backing down until justice is served. And to her, justice is personal. She's hunting Reggie and anyone who helped cover for him, even if that includes Barry. What she doesn't know is that Zeke might just help her get there. Meanwhile, Victor, Darnell, and Rashad are outside trying to beat the heat with cold drinks and old jokes. But there's an unease in the air. It's like they all feel something is coming. Detective Toussaint shows up, again, and she's not playing. She questions Victor about his brother Reggie. She doesn't come with handcuffs, yet. But her message is loud and clear. I know something's up and I'm going to prove it. Victor stays cool, but deep down he knows this isn't going away. He warns Reggie, tells him to lay low, but Reggie? He's not the type to hide. In fact, he's getting messier by the minute. He's still messing with Jake's girl, still making enemies, and now he's attracting heat from every side. Police, Alicia, and even his own blood. Back at Alicia's place, tensions are rising too. Tiffany is pacing. She doesn't like being caught between loyalty and fear. She wants to believe Nuck is innocent, but the more she hears, the harder that gets. Alicia told her flat out, he might have had something to do with Rob's murder. And now, every memory Tiffany has with Nuck feels like a lie. She finds herself spending more time with Victor, a man who listens, who brings her comfort, even if it's just through greasy White Castle burgers and real conversation. He tells her about his past, his fear of losing himself, his confusion about who he is without the old version of himself. For a moment, they connect. Two people scarred by the city, just trying to find peace. And then there's Emmett, still steaming from Damien losing that money. He tries to act like it's fine, but you can see it on his face, that mix of anger and disappointment. Darnell gives him that look, like, I told you. Damien's addiction is no joke. The man is in deep, and Emmett just gave him more rope to hang himself with. Emmett thought he was helping, but now he's stuck in someone else's spiral. Things at Smokey's don't get better. Keith, a man Emmett knows from the past, steps into the picture. He's quiet, careful, and clearly keeping secrets. But Rashad sees something in him. They've shared a prison yard. Now they're trying to share peace. Rashad invites him to the men's group. But can Keith really be trusted? Or is he just another broken man trying to hide in plain sight? Let's not forget, Alicia still thinks she's in control. She's running her operation, talking tough, planning her revenge. But Bari's lie is rotting everything from the inside. He's walking around like a man on borrowed time. Every time he talks to Alicia, he sweats a little harder, speaks a little faster, hoping she won't notice. But she does notice. She's just waiting to strike. And then comes a moment that shifts the ground beneath everyone, a quiet conversation between Rashad and Alicia. Rashad tells her it's over between them. The romance, the feelings, the mixed signals. He can't do it anymore. He wants out of her world. But Alicia? She doesn't flinch. She keeps him on payroll, not because she needs protection, but because she knows. Rashad's loyalty may still be for sale. She's playing chess. Rashad's just another piece on the board. Elsewhere, Jake is still trying to rebuild. After leaving Reggie's place, he finds safety in Victor's home. But safety doesn't mean silence. Jake is angry, hurt, humiliated. And Victor? He's not sure how to fix this mess. All he knows is that Reggie has poisoned everything he touches, and now it's Jake who's paying the price. Jake's starting to understand that blood isn't always thicker than betrayal. As the sun sets and the city cools down, the real heat is just beginning. Because Toussaint drops a bombshell on Bari, the DNA evidence links him to the crime scene. She doesn't say it out loud, but the threat is there. Talk, or go down with whoever did it. Bari panics. Not openly, but it's all over his face. He knows what happens next. If he gives a name, he's a dead man. If he stays silent, he could be the fall guy. There's no safe move anymore. But Toussaint isn't done.